Lesson 6, that is changes around us. So in the last video we have discussed about some of the changes which are taking place by them. For those changes we have discussed that changes can be reversed, while some of the changes it cannot be reversed. So for explaining those reversible changes and non-reversible changes, some of the activities were discussed in the last video. So today let's continue with the remaining portion of the lesson. So today our topic is, could there be other ways to bring a change? So we will discuss about some other ways which can create changes in a thing or a substance. So in nature there are so many things in which the changes does not take place by themselves. So for those type of substances or things or materials, we need to use other method, okay, to create changes in. So let's say we all have seen the tools which we use to dig the soil. We dig the soil with the help of a tool like this. Yes, this tool is known as what? It is a spade. So this is the tool which we use to dig a soil. Have you ever seen how the iron blade in these tools is handled? So this is what? This is the iron blade. It is made of what? Iron. And this is what? This is made of wood. So how they are fixed? Have you ever seen? Some of you must have this method when you are visiting some of the blacksmiths in the market scene when you are going with your parents. But some of you must have not seen. So let's see how it is being fixed, how this iron blade is fixed with this wooden handle. This is the handle because we use this portion of the spade to hold it. Yes, so this is the handle. The iron blade of these tools has a ring in which the wooden handle is fixed. This is the iron tool. Yes, this is the iron blade, and in the iron blade there is a ring. This portion is the ring. Yes, see, here is the ring. So in the ring what we do, we put the stick inside, yes, to fix it. Okay, normally the ring is slightly smaller in size than the wood handle. So normally what happens, this ring, those rings, okay, these rings are what? The size of the rings are smaller than what? Than the wooden handle. Than this, it will be smaller than the wooden handle, but still we put the handle inside the ring. How? Let's see. To fix the handle, the ring is heated and it becomes slightly larger in size, expands. That means how we are putting, even though this ring, this hole, okay, even though this hole or the ring is small, still we put the wooden handle inside, we put the stick inside. How? By heating. We heat the iron tool, this blade, iron blade, we heat it, okay, this metallic blade, we heat it with a fire. Okay, when we heat, what happens, this ring will get bigger in size, and anything, when the things are getting bigger in size, we call it as what? Expand. Okay, expands, the size will increase. Now the handle easily fixed into the ring. So when the size of the ring or the hole increases, we will be able to put the wooden ring inside. Okay, and so we are putting the ring inside already. Now when the ring cools down and fits tightly on the handle, now the ring was getting expanded only when it was heated. Now after some time, if we stop giving heat, the tool, this tool will get cool. Okay, so when it cools down, what happens, the material, it will contract. That means the ring will get smaller again. Okay, becomes small, and this wooden handle, it will fit with the blade, it will be fit tightly. Such a change is also used for fixing a metal rim on a wooden wheel of cart, as shown in figure 6.7. Okay, before going to this, let's see what was the change which we had made to put the wooden stick in the iron blade. What was the change? Or the change was what? We were making the small ring bigger. Yes, we made the small ring bigger in size. And how did we make the change? By heating. Yes, we made the change by heating. So this process is used to fix this metal rim. This is again a metal rim, that means made of iron, and this is the wheel of a cart. Okay, so to fix, where we will fix this metal rim here, okay, on the wooden rim. So how do we fix? Again, in this case also what happens, this metal rim, it will be smaller than wooden rim, but still we put it here outside of the wooden rim. How do we put? Same method we are using. We will heat the rim and it will get it, the size will increase, and when the size increases, it will be fixed with the wooden rim of the cart. Okay, and again after fixing, what we do, we will pour some cold water here. Okay, we will pour some cold water, and when the cold water is poured, this metal rim, it will be cooled. So when it cools down again, now what happens, the metal rim will contract, it will become smaller again, and then it will be fitted with the wheel tightly. Okay, so in this way we are creating the change. What is the change here? We are increasing the size, and again we are decreasing back the size with the help of heating and cooling. So this is the figure. See, cart wheel. This is the cart wheel with metal rim fixed on it. This rim is already fixed here. Can you see the sign here? That means the metal rim is already fixed. Okay, now let's see another examples. When we heat water in a pan, it begins to boil after some time. Yes or no? When we are heating water, it will boil. Yes. If we continue to heat further, if you are heating it continuously, what will happen? The quantity of water in the pan begins to decrease. The water will decrease. Okay, if we heat continuously. Why? Why does the water decrease? So let's see. The water changes into its vapor. Why will the water decrease? Because the water will change into its vapor. Vapor means what? Hot gas. That means the water will change into gas. Okay, into vapor. Water in the form of gas. Okay, that is the vapor. In activity 7, chapter 5, okay, in chapter 5 you have observed that water vapor gets changed into liquid water when it is cooled. We have discussed about condensation here in chapter 5. Okay, condensation. During condensation, what happens? On cooling, the hot vapor, it changes into liquid, into water. Yes, so that is reminded here again. So we all have noticed melting of ice. Ice melts when it is heated. So what happens? We know that the ice will melt into water. Ice is what? Ice is a solid and it will melt into water. Okay, why? When will the ice melt? On heating. When the temperature will rise, the ice will melt. So ice melts when it is heated. What does it change into? So what will it change into? The ice will change into a water, into a liquid. Okay, is it possible to change this water back into ice? Is it possible? What happens? Okay, let me give you an example. What do we do? In summer, we keep a water bottle in a fridge. If we keep the water bottle in the fridge for one night, then in the next morning, what do we see? We can see that the water is turned into a ice. Yes, that means yes, we can change the water back into ice. Okay, so from these two activities, we got to know that these two activities, okay, these two examples and the change of water, these are the examples of reversible change. That means we can make ice into water and water also into ice. And same way here, the iron blade, we can increase its size and also we can decrease its size. How? By heating and cooling. So here these are the examples of reversible change. Now let's see activity 7. What is given here? Take a small candle and measure its length with a scale. Okay, let's take a candle and we'll measure its length with a scale. Now fix it at a suitable place and light it. Now what we will do? We will light the candle. Okay, we will light it up. See, this is the candle which is lighted. Okay, let it burn for some time. We will let it burn for some time. Now blow out the candle and measure its length again. So after burning it some time, what we will do, we will blow off. We will blow off the light. See here in this candle, the light is blown off. Yes. Now check whether its length is similar or no. Is the length of this candle and this candle similar now? No, it has changed. Yes, this was longer in length and this is shorter in length. Okay, so can the change in the length of the candle be reversed? Here the length has decreased. Now can we get this length back? No, we cannot get back. That means this burning of candle is a non-reversible change. Okay, now let's take another example. If we were to take some wax in a pan and heat it. Now what we are doing, we are taking some wax here in a pan and we are heating. Okay, we are using fire to heat the wax. Now when we are heating the wax, what will happen? The wax will melt. See here, it was also what? The candle is also made up of wax. When we are burning the candle, the wax melts. Yes, so same way the wax in the pan will melt into a liquid. Now can this change be reversed? Now when it is heated, we will get a liquid of a wax. So will we get back the wax in a solid form? Can we get back? The answer is yes, we can get back. When it is cooled down. If the liquid wax which is heated, if it cools down, then we can get back the solid form of wax. Okay, so this is what? Reversible change. But here we cannot get back the same length of the candle. Okay, so this is non-reversible. Repeat activity 7 with an incense stick. Now we shall use an incense stick. Incense stick means agarbatti, which we call as agarbatti in our local language. Agarbatti, which we use for worshipping. Yes, in our prayers we are using incense stick. So wait till it burns away completely. Now what we will do? We will burn the incense stick. Okay, when we are burning the incense stick, what happens? The length will decrease in size. Oh yes, what are the changes that occur in the incense sticks? So let's see what are the different changes. The stick burns to produce some new material. Yes, these are ash. जब अगरबत्ती को जलाता है क्या होता है? वहाँ से हमें साई मिलता है ना? So that is known as ash and some gases. And also we will get some gas. Yes, धुआं भी तो निकलता है अगरबत्ती से जब अगरबत्ती को जलाया जाता है. Okay, so these are two materials which we will get. We cannot see these gases but can sense them due to their pleasant smell. So जो गैस निकलता है उसका स्मेल हमें मिलता है. Okay, we can sense the smell. Okay, even if we cannot see it. Okay, can this change be reversed? Can we get back the same agarbatti stick after burning? Is the answer yes or no? What do you think? The answer is no. We cannot get back the agarbatti after it is burned. We cannot get back. And what about the change which occurred in the matchstick you used for lighting the candle or incense stick? Again, we are also asked that matchstick, what will happen? Again, that stick, it will also burn into ashes. Okay, and also some gas will be released, but that gases, they do not have any smell, so we will not get the smell. Okay, so this is the change which is non-reversible change. Okay, burning of incense stick is a non-reversible change. Okay, so far we have discussed the changes occurring in a given object or its material. What about the changes that occur when two substances are mixed together? Till now we have discussed some of the examples which are given. Okay, now let's see some of the changes which may take place when they are mixed with other substance. Okay, so let's see in chapter 4. Okay, again we are given a revision here. In chapter 4 we dissolved salt in water. Yes, we have discussed about dissolving a salt in water in chapter 4. Now let's see how we are going to relate it with the changes. Okay, do you think a change occurred in the salt or in water? Suppose this is a glass of water, and in a water we are adding some salt. Now the salt, it will get mixed with the water, yes or no? Yes, that means the salt is getting dissolved. So what happens? Will there be change in the water? Obviously yes, the water will get salty. And will there be change in the salt? Yes, because the salt will get disappeared. The salt will get dissolved completely in the water. So is this possible to reverse this change? Can we get back the salt after it is mixed in the water? Can we get back? We can get back the salt. Okay, so but how we can get back? That is by evaporation method. We will have to use heat. When we are heating the salt water, if we heat the salt water, the water will evaporate. That means the water will change into vapor, and then we will get back the salt. Okay, we learned how to separate salt from its salt solution. Okay, so we have discussed this in chapter 5. Okay, so by evaporation method we can get back the salt. Therefore we can say that this is a reversible change. Okay, Paheli asked if you have ever seen curd being said. Curd, milk curd. Okay, have you seen making a curd from a milk? So what we do when we are making a curd, we take a milk, we put what? Small amount of curd in a warm milk. Okay, and then we will mix it, we will stir it thoroughly after adding the curd in a milk, and after few hours we can see that the milk, okay, the warm milk, it will completely turn into a curd. Okay, so can this change be reversed? So it is asked, can we get back a milk from a curd? Can we get milk? The answer is no, because the milk is already changed into a curd, so we cannot get back the milk. Okay, the property has changed. So that is why this is an example of non-reversible change. So from all these different types of examples given in your book, we got to know that a few ways to bring about a change in a substance could be how we can bring a change, that is by heating or by cooling or by mixing it with some other substances. Okay, remember these important points. Okay, we can bring a change in a substance by heating it and also by mixing it with some other substance. Okay, so from here we also got to know that some changes can be reversed while some other cannot be reversed. Okay, there must be many other ways of changing thing around us. Again, other than heating and mixing, there are also some other ways by which we can change. It is possible that some of them could be reversed. Thus, changes around us could be grouped as those that can be reversed or cannot be reversed. So from this lesson, we got to know that some of the changes can be reversed while some of the changes cannot be reversed.